Hey guys, it's your boy. Word. If I can say one thing, I feel fucking awful. No, I'm not kidnapped. I don't know. I just woke up at like 7, and I feel like, today I feel horrible. But a good thing nobody watches these videos, you know? Right? Blink once if your videos fucking sad. But on a serious note, I thought this chapter got out of high school. Actually, it blew my mind. I'm not sure. I'm really not sure what to say about it. At the end of 268, we saw that shadow figure, and I was like, okay, cool. I want to see who this is next time because that figure is so mysterious. Like he or she, that's what's also interesting. Like we don't know who that is. Could have been an ally, could have been an enemy, could have been their own, separate entity. But we had some clues with the chin. It was a rounded chin. It's kind of actually like a flat chin. I looked at it. Most of the characters in the series don't have a pointy chin. Also, no hair, no spiky hair. So it did narrow it down. But I was looking at profiles and guys, and I really couldn't find anybody. And then in 269, we didn't get any clues. Like nobody came up. They just redid 268, and then they changed it. They went on a different path. And then we saw how the king was like, "Oh man, I'm actually exhausted. I thought I was bluffing. You guys really do win." That was interesting. And I was like, "Okay, happy ending. Blah blah blah. Everyone's having fun." And then Ultio and Kilios come in, and Ultio. Bishop R, the blonde guy, he bows to man Mubang Park. That was big for me. I'm like, dang, was he really a traitor all this time? No, not a traitor. Was he a double agent all this time? Because that was like a big suspicion a lot of people had. But it was going on too long. He did way too many evil deeds. There's no way he could have been a double agent. But from this chapter, it seems pretty much like it was certain that he was a double agent. Now, it does get into another question. What about Mandiok, or Man Sing Duck? What exactly is what is his intention in all this? Because it seems like he was friends with Ultio, and it seems like he wasn't really aligning with the king, right? So, what was going on there? I was kind of interested with that. The only hope is we find out next chapter what exactly is going on there, because if the king goes back to the heavenly realm, and for 100 years, he said, I'll go back for 100 years, which means he's basically not a threat anymore. And also thinking about it, he was never really a good villain in any way. He wasn't really motivated by anything. Sure, he's motivated by eternal life, but truly, he didn't care. And even at the end, he's like, oh man, I'm beat. You guys beat me. I'll go back, you guys can have your way. So will Kilios become the new final boss? And of course, whoever is the final boss, I think they're going to evolve a few times. I have expected the bishops to have a second taboo form. What if Kilios did that? I think it's totally possible. I think he's totally possible to be a final villain. Also, I want to talk about one other thing. Who's the real end game villain? And is this the end arc? Is this the final arc of God of High School? Personally, I don't think so. And I think the real end game stuff, it's going to be something in the realm that Jamora Jin is, or it's going to be the top god. It's going to be someone really epic, I don't think it's going to be the king necessarily. Now, you guys know that Kim Nu is one of my favorite characters, right? And I was sad to see her die this chapter. But at the same time, I actually thought she had a pretty good death as far as exposition goes. So for what it is, I actually thought it was a pretty good end for her. Now I wanted to talk about the last thing that I think the most interesting thing too is who is that shadowy figure, and the one person who I thought it looked enough like. Now if you look at the chin, it's completely flat at the bottom, right? And so I'm like, who the hell is this? Now I looked at most of the characters' profiles. I didn't look at all of them because I was like, who is this? Almost every character has a pointy chin except for one character, that being Jin-tae Jin. And when I saw that, I was like, whoa, really? How could that be Jin-tae Jin? And actually, I do think it's very possible that it is. Now, it doesn't quite fit the bill because it seems like he seems kind of small, and he doesn't have the sideburns, right, that Jin-tae Jin has. Now, what if he shaved the sideburns somehow? I think it's possible. And plus, on the side angle, on the second panel, you actually do see some reflection, and it does kind of look like a sideburn. So if anything, it actually just reminds me more of Jin-tae Jin. But there's no scar because Jin-tae Jin has an X scar right here on his chin, and you can't see that in the reflection panel. And so that's another question mark. But I don't know, maybe it's dark and you just can't see it. Plus, look at this page on chapter 20 of Jin-tae Jin. Now we're getting another shadow panel of a mysterious character. I think it's very likely that it's him. And actually, there's another thing that it could be. What if it's Mori Jin's dad? What if it's Jin-tae Jin's family member. Because as far as I'm concerned, and I'm not 100 about this if you guys know more, but I'm pretty sure Jin Tae-jin's not Morjin's biological grandfather. There's a link in there, and they might be, I don't know, but there's a missing link in there. So this opens up quite a bit to look at. Now, I don't know who else this shadowy figure could be, and actually, being Jin Tae-jin would explain why he didn't come in yet, because he's not necessarily good either. If you look at his dialogue referring to the king says, "I've lost," and he says, "Who said you've lost yet?" You know, that's not something an ally would necessarily say, right? Anyway, guys, thanks for watching my review of God of High School 269. I thought this was a really good chapter of God of High School. I'm really excited for 270, and I think it's gonna be an explosive chapter. I think 270, 275, we might get some really sick character introduction. We might get some really sick backstory. I'm really excited for it. Anyway, so I'm gonna we're out of here. Make sure you like the video or something.